Welcome back, YouTube. So yesterday I got into the catalyst of Tesla accepting Dogecoin, which is a major catalyst at that. And I went into details about how this is extremely important as far as for the development and of the utility of the coin. But there's also another catalyst, and that is AMC. And that is a big catalyst as well. And this is pretty much like a golden opportunity. And I wanted to make this video to address the community as a whole so that we can move forward and have an action plan for 2022 and work together because we've already accomplished so much in 2021 alone. And then, of course, I'm going to do some TA on the charts and explain a little better as far as for why we had that sell off at around 2021 cents. I mentioned it in my Dogecoin is easy money video, but I'll kind of prove it to you, my point that I was making then, and we can kind of conclude there. So getting started, we know that it's been reported that over 60% of all the people who have cryptocurrency own some Dogecoin. And I made a statement on Twitter today saying that, in my opinion, I believe that Dogecoin is responsible for most of the growth that we've seen in the crypto market this year. And the institutions, yes, they put more money in, but in my opinion, and based off of history, typically they'll do that when there's a surge to maintain control of the coins that they want. So, because as far as the people like piling into like a Bitcoin or Ethereum, they're not going to let the retail sector take control of that coin from them. So because at that point they can't manipulate it anymore. So if the economy or the crypto market booms, they're going to inject more money, thus pushing it up to even higher. And I think that's what we're seeing here, especially with this correction. We've seen over $1 trillion disappear in the last 2 weeks. We all know that the retail sector did not get $1 trillion richer within the last 2 weeks. So we know where that money went. So when we look at the facts as far as this year, and we saw that Dogecoin kind of inspired the meme sector, and we got all these booms and all these other coins and plays and stuff like that that were similar to Dogecoin, we see the power of community and what happens when we stand together and focus. And we pretty much took Dogecoin from less than a penny to being a top 10 coin, which we reclaimed yesterday. And I'll do a brief recap because I believe this is important for people to understand, because I did a poll on my channel and I asked if people were going to use Dogecoin to purchase things like from Tesla or from AMC. And around 30 to 40% said no. And I want to address this because this is extremely important as far as for going forward. So even if we take a look at Elon's tweet here, which we can do, I'm going to take a step back here. And if we take a look at Elon's tweet here, we'll see this part here, which I pointed out yesterday, and that says, and see how it goes. Now, this is extremely important. This is pretty much him evaluating the community and basically using that information on how he should move forward. This is why we have to stand together. And we have two choices at this. And this is one of the reasons that it's extremely incredible that the community has got this done and gotten this type of notoriety in less than a year, really. And when we have situations like the largest movie chain in the world, AMC, and we have like an innovative company led by the richest man in the world, like Tesla, we cannot afford to fumble this. Like, this is like when you see people saying that, okay, that they're not going to use Dogecoin to purchase these goods. I want to explain why this is important. And I got into some details yesterday, but I'm going to go a little deeper today. So yesterday I used the example of if you look at like a Tesla or an Amazon, and the value of the coin, the current market value of the coin is based off of how many people that are continuously buying, but more importantly, the people that are holding, which means that there are a limited amount of shares on the market. We have the ability to accomplish that with Dogecoin. The reason the price of Dogecoin went down from 72 cents to where it is now is because of the amount of Dogecoin that is on the market or that's available. The less that is on the market and available out of that roughly 130 billion, the more value the coins that are on the market has. It's like supply and demand. So if you take that like a Tesla or AMC and a Tesla or Amazon, and you say that, okay, these companies are worth, I don't know, let's say Jeff Bezos and Elon are both worth 200 billion, and they start to unload those shares, the remaining value of the shares that are in the market, they lose value because there's more on the market. So, but if they want to take profit, or they can, but they have to do so slowly. They cannot dump these shares back in shares into the market. Otherwise, they're going to devalue the company overall and devalue the existing shares. So if they, especially if you hold a lot of the coins or stocks initially, you don't want to devalue the ones that you already have. So you drip them out into the market and let the retail sector or other institutions buy them up, and you kind of keep your net worth and your evaluation pretty stable. This is the goal and the plan that we need to focus on for Dogecoin. This is what we need to be doing with Tesla, and this is what we need to be doing with AMC as far as the community. When you hold your coins, I know some of you are saying that, okay, I'm just going to hold all of my coins and I'll let everybody else do, everybody else can spend their coins and I'm going to hold it, I'll hold all my coins and I can ride to the moon. If there's enough people that are thinking like that, it's going to mess this up. We have to work together as a community. I'm not saying go out there and spend, all your Dogecoin, or even if you get a new wallet and go on like Coinbase, and just say, okay, I'm going to buy the movie tickets this weekend with Dogecoin, or I'm going to get this Tesla T-shirt. We all can play a part in this as far as making this come to life. I'm not saying spend all your Dogecoin, but it's very important that we have the numbers. We have the numbers to get to make Dogecoin a top 10. We have the numbers to get the attention of the largest movie chain in the world, AMC, and we have the numbers to make this successful if we are pretty much doing our part as far as with merchandise and with the movie sector. Like, especially for those of us that support Tesla or drive Teslas anyway, or the ones of us that goes to the movies anyway, this is a no-brainer. We have to do our part here in order to make this successful. There are certain coins that were in the top 10, 5 years ago that are no longer there. The reason that coins get in the top 10 and they stay there and they withstand this test of time is community, number one. But number two is also innovation. You have to evolve with the times. We cannot, especially with, we know that Dogecoin does not have, a scarcity value like a Bitcoin. So we're going to have, the only way that we can win and get Dogecoin to these prices are going to be through utility. And we have to make these institutions the whales in the communities. Otherwise, I'm going to get into the numbers here in a moment. You'll see that these, the whales, they're going to day trade it and they're going to scalp. And when you get like these pumps for whatever reason, like a Doge One rocket or a satellite, AMC acceptance, record numbers, which I'm sure if we do our part correctly, AMC will come out with a number saying that we did X amount of money in Dogecoin and it'll rally, and the shorters are going to take profits and cut the momentum right from under the coin. And if we're not doing our part, we'll see this similar action continue. This is why we have to focus and work together. If we make these institutions the whales in the community, like Elon is a whale in Tesla, Jeff Bezos is a whale in Amazon, you can force stability in there through the whales not wanting to simply dump and undercut the prices, because they're not day trading and their business is also currently doing transactions in this coin. So it's easy for a whale that has not an institution to be like, okay, well, I bought in at 15 cents. It's at 30 cents now. That's 100%. I'm going to sell everything, cause panic, send the coin to hell, and then I'll just buy back in at 14 cents or 13 cents, and then kind of like rinse and repeat. They don't have a vested interest into the coin, and their business is not also intertwined into the coin. So they can do this all day long. When we take the power from them and attach it to these institutions, that is how we take control of the coin and have stability and cut out some of this foolishness that we're seeing here. I'm not saying that the traders and all that kind of stuff are going to go away, but we can add some stability here so that we're not constantly seeing the swings or these little tennis games that we see, like between 20 and 25 cents, and what we also saw yesterday. So if you don't want to sell your Dogecoin for merchandise, I understand. I'm not blaming you. What I am saying is, though, open up a different account. If you were going to go to the movies anyway, or if you'd like a Tesla shirt or something anyway, you can do it this way and still keep your Dogecoin and simply just help push the narrative here and remove some of those coins off of the market. You can think about this like not a burn, but something like a burn almost, because what we're doing is we're taking the coins, especially the ones that we're doing adding utility, and we're taking the coins off of the free market, and we're pretty much giving them to an institution who is going to hold them in their wallet. Now, it's not the same as saying that they purchased the coin, but it's removing the overall supply. It's putting the overall supply, it's bringing that down. So remember, if the overall supply is coming down on the market, what does that do to the price? It pushes it up. This is the sentiment. This is what we need to do as far as to remove the coins from the market and put them with the institutions. This is not a burn, but it's like the next best thing. So I hope that makes sense. I answered most of the comments on my video yesterday. So if you have any comments or questions about this, let me know in the comment section and I will get to as many of them as I can, because I think we need to clarify what's going on here so that the community as a whole can kind of understand what's our next move. And then the next move is also because we're going to have to get those wallets from Robinhood. I'm going to do like a sector and probably reach out because we need to get those wallets from Robinhood. That's going to be crucial as far as for the success. A lot of people have Dogecoin on Robinhood. I personally have a lot of Dogecoin on Robinhood. I posted my first initial purchase was around January 28th. I have a lot of Dogecoin on Robinhood. So I'm right there with you guys. My Robinhood wallet number is like over 100,000 something. But yeah, we're going to have to get those wallets from Robinhood. But in the meantime, that is the actual play. So now let's take a look at Dogecoin, and I'm going to explain the quote unquote sell off or the pullback that we saw yesterday after the rally. So if we look here now, Dogecoin is at $17.99. We're at roughly around 18 cents. Let's go to the 7-day. And if you watch my Dogecoin's easy money video, right, I said that if you want to play the coin, I gave you the long term and the short term, because I'm not going to tell you which way to invest, but you can do it both ways. But if you have a coin that is oversold or you consider undervalued by the market, you can come in and you can kind of, it's pretty much easy money. At that point, it's just a waiting game. So at 15 cents, based off of the historic resting places, resistance levels, equilibrium, whatever you want to call it, of Dogecoin, at that point, you can say that historically speaking, based off of the action we've seen this year, the coin is oversold. So it's undervalued and it's due for a rally, and at least it's going to sit higher than where it is right now. So if you bought in, especially if you have, let's say like $10,000 to put in and say, okay, this is going to be my short-term trade on Dogecoin. I believe we're going to get a rally at least into like the mid 20s, low 20s. At 15 cents to 20 cents, you're still making like a little over 30% profit there, which typically happens in a matter of days or weeks with Dogecoin. So if you put 10 grand in at 15 cents and you sold it, I think it was like 20, 21 cents, you're still up roughly 3 grand in a matter of days. So when you have these types of trades, you have to understand that a lot of the people that are in Dogecoin, even initially, you can call them paper hands or whatever, everybody has a different definition of diamond hands and how they're going to play the coin. So some people in here have no intentions of waiting until it's like $1 or these moonshots or whatever. Some people will happily, and then most of them are traders, but some people will happily invest at 15 cents and sell at 20 cents. And as long as there's this movement, they will continue to do that. And at each time it does that, they will increase the amount of money. Now, as a community, what we have to do, and hopefully we're a little bit more experienced this year, is to see this type of movement and not panic. Because what happens is, especially with the whales, and this is what I was touching on earlier, is when we see them make these sales, it kind of causes like FOMO, and you're like, oh my God, I'm missing out on my profits here, so I need to sell too. It's on a downtrend, and that's how you get that downward movement. The shorters come in. We've seen a spike in shorts as well when Dogecoin hit 15 cents, and that's how you kind of send the stock to hell, even though it was just pretty much people taking profits. And that's good for them. There's people that were trading it because they get an opportunity to buy in lower, and that's how the whales pretty much play this coin too. So if you have conviction in your coin, by all means, you play it however you want, short term or long term. But if you are long term, just don't be deceived by the short term actions. We see the progression of the coin over the past year. We see the community growing. We see the strength in the community. And now we have a partnership with Tesla and AMC. Both are more than likely, well, I know AMC, we have that confirmed. That's going to be the first quarter of 2022. We have yet to get a confirmation date on the Tesla merch, but we are all set to have an incredible 2022. If you have conviction in your play, absolutely do your research and make sure that you are doing everything you can to prepare for this year and make the changes and adaptations that you need to make sure that this coin and your investment is a success. It's no, in my opinion, it's no different than you owning Coca-Cola stock, and you say that I want to drink Coca-Cola whenever I go to a restaurant because I'm supporting my investment. Or you own I don't know, Ford stock, and you say I'm only going to drive Ford trucks or whatever because I'm supporting my investment. This is what I'm saying do with Dogecoin. You own Dogecoin, saying that, okay, I'm going to go to the movies. I'm going to take my girlfriend or whatever to the movies, or the case may be. I'm going to support my investment. So I'm only using Dogecoin, and I'm removing these coins from the overall market, and I'm putting them with a institution who's going to have to drip them out more slowly. If you have to say that to yourself to convince yourself of the actions, then sure. But overall, for the community, this is how we're going to gain utility and having it out there. Because once we make these two once we make these two institutions a success, and Elon reports the numbers back that Dogecoin did and Tesla merch, and AMC reports the numbers back that Dogecoin did in concessions and movie sales, watch how many new businesses and institutions we get, and we're going to have a bunch of options. And again, when that overall supply starts coming down, and those companies have to get those coins, and which they can't flood back out into the market, they have to do so much slowly. The value has only one direction to go up of the Dogecoin, and that's up. So if we play this right, again, 2022 is going to be amazing. And therefore, even going forward, is going to be amazing. This can be literally like that first domino that changes everything. I hope you found value in this video. I hope I cleared things up and explained everything a little better. If you have not, please consider liking this video so that YouTube can share it with new people, and especially those who have some confusion as far as for how to play Dogecoin with these new catalysts that are coming up. And also it helps to make sure that we can grow together, and not just in numbers, but also in knowledge. And also, if you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. You can always change your mind later, but you can subscribe if you want to hear more from me. And don't forget about BlockFi. You can get up to $250 with them if you open an account, and some of your favorite coins, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. That link will be in the description section. Again, I hope you found value here. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And until next time.